Oh, we're live. Is this real life? Alright. Hello, and welcome to Black Dragon Roleplay, where we are not professional voice actors, we are not gaming gods, we are just a group of friends that have been brought together through the love of story who want to share our tabletop adventures with all of you. A few things before we start our session proper. We are so glad that you're watching us here live on Twitch. We appreciate all the support that we have on here. New followers in the past couple of weeks, we appreciate all the support that we've had. If you are new here and want to keep up with the campaign, and we actually have 2 campaigns going on at this time, please drop us a follow. That'll give you a notification every time we go live with a new D&D game. If you'd like to support us, there's a subscribe button, drop your primes, sub for some emotes, support the stream any way you can. We greatly appreciate everyone who is able to do so. We have a YouTube, we have social media, we have Discord, we have all of our personal links. All that and more can be found in the info box below, so go there and check us out there. We play D&D, but we also play video games every once in a while, usually on Tuesdays, sometimes Mondays or Tuesdays. We usually play something. Lately we've been playing Stellaris and Payday, and what else have we been playing lately?
Stuff.
Oh, Magic. A lot of Magic. And hopefully we get to play Turtles sometimes too, soon, because I want to play Turtles. So join us Monday, Tuesday, keep an eye on the channel, and we will play soon. We have 2 campaigns going on. We have our normal campaign, which is already 50 episodes in, and we have a new series that we're starting, our new series that we've started with 2 episodes already, which we're continuing today, called the Sellswords of Sohir. So if you missed anything or would like to watch the show from either of these campaigns from the beginning, please take a look at our YouTube page. Every previous session is usually posted there within a week or 2. The Sellswords will be going up soon. I think they're already there. They're just waiting for thumbnails from me, so that's my problem. Please join us on YouTube. Find us there with the Dragon Eye logo, and come there, click that like button, subscribe if you want to feed the dragon. Let's get into it tonight. So far during this campaign, and this is going to be a short campaign, probably only 5, 6, 7 episodes, a job for the Sellswords has been accepted. Not an easy one by any means. An Illithid-infected town in northeastern Amma, with the possibility of more Illithid spread across the region, has become their target. The job of the Sellswords to make sure it doesn't spread any more than it already has at any cost. It's a dirty job, even for Sellswords. To aid in their defeat of the Illithids, the party talked to a reformed mind flayer and shop owner of the Monkey's Paw, and purchased weed, but also was given tuning forks that would help in aid of a very particular magic needed to against the Illithids, as well as they were able to acquire 2 rings from from Sohir itself, 2 rings that will help stop the effects of the mind flayers. As we join them today, we have a team that is fully rested. Everyone has had a full rest and is now coming together. Just a little housekeeping. We do have some people out today, but we will press on and continue as best we can. So is there anything that you guys would like to do before we leave Sohir? So everyone, I'm assuming everyone is packing their bags, getting ready to be able to go. I know that we have the rings are available to you. I don't know. I think
we've already passed those out.
Okay, so everybody's whoever's got those has got those. Is there anything that you guys would like to do, anything that you would like to get before you head out into battle? Or to battle, head towards the town of Volkspoint. Or Bloomer Spring.
Nobody said there had to be a battle. Psh, please.
Sorry.
We're going to sneak in.
We're just going to get chummy.
We're going to ask them to go away very politely. They'll
Okay.
do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We might pray together for a minute, and then off they go. Back to their freak world.
I don't particularly like. Eustace has no particular plans unless he can score. Someone gives him some crazy magic items or something like that. He has everything he needs to go.
Yeah, I think Anna Claire is ready to go whenever the others are ready to go. She's not the forward decision maker. She kind of goes with what everyone has decided, and she's just ready to protect us as we go.
Yeah, and I think Kalen's probably just waiting for everyone to pack up because he's already packed up. He doesn't have much beyond all of his spell components and his all of his other basic equipment that he brought with him.
I feel like I might have had... I'm trying to go through my notes quickly and see if I wrote it down. I think I had a question for Kalen. Just as far as the Illithids are concerned. I know we've got... he shared all those notes with us. But as far as the Illithids go, does Kalen know... does Kalen know kind of like their main means of attack? Like, are they... Like, we're going to strategize as far as how to go about attacking them. Are they more upfront kind of attackers if it comes down to it? Are they going to try and, like, snipe us, like, psychically from afar? Do they have, like, a pattern we might recognize that we can use to help us?
I think... from Kalen's experience with fighting Illithids in the astral plane, he would, I'm guessing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Moose, he would probably share that, he would know that they are less likely to be upfront and personal with their attacks because they tend to be squishier. They're going to prefer to attack from a distance using their psychic powers.
Okay.
At least from his experience, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would say that would be true. I would also say that it would probably be the use of other creatures. Other Illithids as well as other creatures tend to be their go-to. They are squishy if you can get a hold of them. Getting a hold of them without them trying to suck your brain out is difficult.
Okay. So they'll probably have...
dominated other
Anna Claire's kind of just pondering out loud. So they'll probably have some kind of front line of creatures that they've already brain slurpied, and that'll be their defense to protect against other Illithids as well as the big brain is probably what we're up against.
Yes, effectively, they're going to have dominated other creatures that they'll have set up as a front line of defense. You know, if we end up spooking them, we can expect that, and they'll try to hit us with their psionic powers from a distance.
And how do we know if... I know later on in the infection, if we are so fortunate, that you start to become all octopus-like and Illithid-ick. But before that, before you start to transform, is there any kind of way to know that someone is infected? Like, is there something we could do, a way to warn each other if one of us maybe does get infected before the hive mind tells you, hey, don't tell your friends that you've been infected?
Yeah, I think... Would Kalen know if there's... it's been so long, and I'm trying to figure out where my notes are.
Yeah.
No, it's all good.
I would say... so you've been around people, and people that have been infected. Previously in your experiences, it has been some sort of... the word that Weiss told you was nursery. That there was some sort of group engineered space where they were able to, control the Ceramorphosis. You've seen, or at least know of these places. Probably have never seen one in person. But you know of these places. Places that are like this, where there's ships or something like that, that are protected spaces that the nursery can develop. Meaning they've got these creatures that will change into and develop. Not just mind flayers. Mind flayers are the primary illithids, but there's also, and illithids are the primary tool of the Elder Brain and the One to be able to do their bidding. But there's also other illithids that are created. So in the illithid family, talking about from the handouts that I gave before, the Shadow Stones and the North or Noflick, something like that.
Yeah.
There are other illithids that are there that not undergo the same process, so they're also created in these nurseries. As for individuals that turn, you've seen it go fairly fast on weaker individuals. You've seen it take time and energy and be drawn out, painful experience for someone who's a stronger constitution.
Okay. I guess the key here is simply how do we, and Amaclaire is she's not a big intelligence person, she's not a big thinker, but she is big on protecting people. So her focus and her questions is how do we keep everyone protected the most? So she asks, so how do we, I suppose, one, we'll have to see what it looks like when we get there to stay relatively undetected as far as not being infected. I feel like they're probably going to figure us out pretty quickly. So once they do, how do we make sure that, well, we're pretty strong constitutionally wise. How do we make sure that we can watch out for each other if someone should be in danger of infection? We said we could act quickly.
Well,
making sure that.
How long does the infection take? If it happens within the hour, then we're in trouble. But if it takes days, hopefully we'll have this over and done with quickly.
Well, from what I've seen, it can take as little as a couple of weeks to what you would call 1 month.
I don't know if we'll survive that long if we get started, so we probably don't have to worry about that until afterwards.
She kind of pats Eustace's leg because she's a halfling and she's short. She's like, "It's okay. I'll make sure you live long enough."
Wonderful. I appreciate that.
Well, I suppose most of my questions are sort of guesswork until we actually see what we're up against. But I just figure if we know sort of what it looks like and if we know the best plan of attack, we can get in far enough quietly before they know we're there and start sending their friends and themselves. I just need to get a hold of one of them. If I can just get a hold of them, I can squish them like a grape. But we have to get close enough, you see.
Excuse me. How many days does it take us to get to, God, what's it called again?
Bloomer
Springs?
Bloomer Springs, thank you. How many days? Does it take us days? Is it?
Yeah, it's days. It's probably 4 days.
Okay. Well, my plan...
And anywhere in that... Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say, as we get closer to the night before we go to Bloomer Springs, I'll cast Hero's Feast. And that at least will give us... becomes immune to poison and being frightened and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage. Its hit point maximum also increases by 2d10 and it gains the same number of hit points. So your hit point maximum goes up. And it lasts for 24 hours. So if I cast it the night before we leave, At least that gives us an initial advantage at the start. Puts me back up on the full spells the next day as well.
Yep. And as long as we I think we should avoid any towns on the way, because we don't know who could be in there spying.
That's probably a good idea.
Might be a slightly uncomfortable trip, but we'll make it work.
Sure, we'll be fine.
Well,
We have the druid. He can make our life easy, yes?
true. Oh, that's a wonderful addition.
I suppose, yeah. Should we perhaps look at... So when we get there, we might as well talk about that. So we're going to try and scout around, but we can safely assume any humanoid wandering around is probably... Well, we can just assume anyway that any humanoid wandering around is going to be infected or controlled in some way.
So
Probably
that, I
safe bet.
think, is a safe bet. Yes.
I mean, obviously not everybody will be, but unless we have an easy way to determine that, it's probably not.
Exactly.
So what is our main goal? Are we just going to try and strike at the heart of this? Are we going to try and find the Elder Brain to try and strike at it directly?
The Elder Brain is the heart of the colony. Without the, if you will, without the Elder Brain, with the Elder Brain out of the way, they will be lost. It's like, think of it as if you were to kill the queen of a beehive. Without it, the drones are lost.
You get angry. So we have to...
But the effect of losing the Elder Brain, any creatures that are dominated may come out of their domination and fight for us.
That would be wonderful. That or their brains are already jelly and they're just going to collapse. Who knows?
That's a very good point.
But the key, my goal is to, and he'd pull out the tuning forks. My goal is to get the Elder Brain into the astral sea, into the astral plane, so that my people can hunt it down.
Sure we can't just kill it here? Then everybody wins.
If it comes to that, yes. But it will be harder to kill while it's to destroy while it's here, because you see, it's both here and now this is, I know this is Moose, me kind of tapping into some of the lore I know about Mind Flayers from baseline D&D. The Elder Brain exists in two places at one time in baseline D&D, where it's basically astrally projecting the whole time. Would that be correct would Kaylin know if that's correct here in Tribus?
You would not know.
Okay.
Yeah, you would not. I would say that wouldn't be something that you were familiar with or assumed.
Okay. Well, yeah, he would say, okay, then it will be hard for us to kill. I think he would think it would be hard for us to kill it with so few. But if I can, it is virtually defenseless aside from all of the other mind flayers and, pledged and Nothics. All the creatures they have are the Elder Brain's defense. If I can get the Elder Brain onto the astral plane, my people can swarm it and destroy it. It may be easier, in a way, for us to do that, but we'll have to play things by ear, I think is how you say it.
Yes, said beautifully. Oh, how fun would it be if we got to join you in that other plane and helped kill it? Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be something.
That may well be a possibility.
Oh, thank the All-Father. Oh, I can't wait to see this thing. But we do have to get there alive first.
Hey, I have Polymorph. I could Polymorph somebody into a 15 level challenge rating 15 creature.
I want to be a dinosaur!
Well, that's a possibility. I was thinking a dragon, but...
I want to be a dragon! Right. When we get there, play it by ear.
Oh, a purple worm. That could be fun.
Ooh.
We can...
I definitely would... What?
We could... This is obviously me and not Eustace. We could tunnel.
Oh.
So this is a talking shop. We could tunnel. The purple worm can burrow through solid rock at half its speed and leaves 10-foot diameter tunnel. Its speed is 50 feet, so we could tunnel.
Are we gonna tunnel under Bloomer Spring?
Well,
I'm not mad about this. I'm a halfling. I fit in small places.
Bloomer Spring is known for having mines.
Yeah, this is where the spiders...
Can it get through rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, then there you go.
Solid rock.
There was a bunch of stuff found.
Burrow through solid rock. So if we...
Yep.
So unfortunately, we don't know where the spiders are, where the spider cabins were, but we could technically come out underneath them.
I love this plan. I think this is excellent.
Unfortunately, it only lasts an hour, but that's a lot of time moving 25 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
25 feet every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Hello.
100. 2,500 feet.
This sounds like some good map breaking stuff, and I love it. Let's do it.
This is some DM breaking stuff right now. Moose is just sitting there just like, oh. This is
all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Let's see how stupid these
I look
things
like
are.
the kind of man who has a plan.
Yeah,
Unclear is 100%.
So if they try to dominate the purple worm, we could be in trouble. But that said, get us in.
Does the worm... This is a summoning, or is this a transformation? Like you become the worm?
Well, I don't have to be the one to go be the worm, but yes, it's transformation. We could...
Can the worm be protected by a ring too?
Actually, I think it's items. Let me have a quick look at the spell.
Items stay with it.
Yeah. So yeah, it should. But you take on all its assumes a hit points of its new form and reverts to its new form. The creature returns to the number of. Beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than targets. The target's game statistics include mental ability scores or are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast. So you've got your personality and alignment, but you have to take on the abilities and stuff of the creature in question. And unfortunately, its wisdom is 8. And that's do we make wisdom saves versus mind control? I don't know if I have mind control spells.
Takes damage. Here's a question. As far as an ability that says if something that you take on damage, can that be mental or physical damage?
Mm-hmm. In regards to the polymorph?
It just in general. She has number of... Yeah, Anna Claire has a number of abilities that allow her to take the damage from other creatures. So maybe... Actually, I wonder if they specify also the effects of an attack. So like maybe if the purple worm was attacked, if she was near enough by, she could take it on and she has better wisdom.
I'm not sure if that...
Than it.
I think the idea is that any damage it suffers, you can take on the damage, not the
Yeah,
not the effects?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. But she would still obviously be, like, she's happy to ride the worm and, like, take on any damage.
Walk without rhythm. I broke the game. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Thanks a lot.
Papa wins.
Oh, all this means is that he's going to have to impromptu change something, and he doesn't have time to check if the ratings are fair for us, and he's just going to throw it at us.
Like all of a sudden, like 24 mind players turn up.
Just crawl out from the earth.
Yeah, let's find somebody who we can pay to turn into the purple worm, and then stick them in front of us.
Anna Claire just immediately, she's like, I volunteer as tribute.
Well, I was thinking somebody with a little less in the skill department who, will do it for money. We stick them in front of us, and that way we can stay separated from it. And, if it dies, it dies. It returns to normal, but...
We still don't know who we can trust.
Yeah, well, that's true. Well, we can take someone with us.
What does Iron Jack think? Would he like to become the worm?
I know, Simon. Simon can be the worm.
Simon, perfect.
Yeah, he's used to changing things.
He can become the worm, and then Well, it's
So
an
you
idea.
guys have a plan already?
It's an idea. It's an idea anyway. We need to scout out the area. We know that there are caverns and caves underneath, like the mining complexes and stuff underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a
And
possibility.
digging is vibrating. It makes sound. It makes motion,
does.
and it could be detected.
Yeah, but what a detection.
Oh,
We could
She
always
shrugs.
do a feint somewhere else and blow things up.
ooh,
and
that sounds like
things.
fun.
Do we know of the existence of gunpowder?
Yeah, as mercenaries you do.
Can we buy gunpowder to set off a distraction somewhere?
Does anybody in your party have any proficiency with that?
No, but I don't. But I'm sure we could work something out. We get somebody to make a timer. We just light the timer. The fuse will burn for however long. You can get slow burning fuses, and we just let it off while we're off in the other direction.
What kind of a proficiency would that be? Would that be a specific kit?
I'm making me sweat now.
No, I'll give you the opportunity to be able to acquire with your guys' background. You have access to things. I would say roll a wisdom check to see if you would know if you would have the contact. I'll say the DC is a 14. 14 and above, you have a contact. Or what's your wisdom at?
My wisdom is 0.
Okay, we're good. All right.
Okay. My intelligence
Ask
is,
me. Ask
my
me.
intelligence is 14. How about my charisma? It's 20.
No. Wisdom check to know where you would find it. If you get above a 14 and above on your roll, then I will say you have acquired one basic bomb, basically a keg of powder with a timed wick.
Okay. Alright. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Oh god,
I was
no.
gonna say.
Who didn't cross their fingers?
I only said it. I didn't actually cross my fingers.
Ah,
I'm
see,
sorry.
that's what happened. Never mind. I can't remember.
I have an unseen servant. I don't know if they can be transformed into things.
No, I don't think they can
No.
travel
Oh,
through time.
alas. No, they're
No, 'cause you
shapeless.
could lose constitution.
That's alright. Well,
I've got the magical hamster ball.
we have the ball. It's a skull lord. No. Skittering horror. Ooh, what's that do?
Ooh, actually,
Bad
can reinforce
news,
some close to a large object or smaller. How large is the worm?
It's gargantuan.
Oh, dang.
It's rather big.
Okay, can you
Asteroid
make it
spider.
smaller?
If Simon has another polymorph spell, maybe.
I have the magical hamster ball. if the magical hamster ball could enclose the worm and it could dig, then it's protected from any kind of outside force, any object, energy, or other spell effects.
I don't think...
The rock wouldn't be able to go through the ball, so it wouldn't be able to dig. It would be stuck in the ball.
Oh. No magical hamster ball. Never mind.
That's all right. I think, excuse me, we have a rough idea anyway. It's something we can use. We'll put that out there as an option.
I like it.
We quiet.
We just need someone to become the worm.
Sorry, is Juicy? Are we quiet? Are we? Are we loud?
Is it me, Juicy?
Or are we talking about other players that aren't here tonight?
Is it me? It's me again, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Half of us aren't here,
no.
so it's going to be quiet. Some people are very quiet.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Well, that's at least something. And used to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We have the dragons as well if we need those. I suppose we just need to try and acquire where the Elder Brain is. Though I personally, Eustace personally believes it's a safe bet to think that it's underground.
Agreed.
But it could be on that ship. So.
Oh yeah, isn't there like a flying ship somewhere, like a airship or something?
How connected, Kaylin? How connected are they? If we manage to get a hold of, let's say, somebody who was dominated. If we managed to get any information out of them, would they be able to tell us, or would they just be mindless zombies?
It might depend on a number of factors, but I believe if it's just a creature who has been dominated, they're probably less likely to know or have any information regarding the location of the Elder Brain. We would more likely want to capture and interrogate a pledged or one of the mind flayers, someone who's actually undergone or is currently undergoing seromorphosis.
Okay. Well,
Because they should have a link to the Elder Brain. The only problem is, if we're interrogating them, then the Elder Brain will know. Most likely.
well, this is proving to be a problem. Well, snag, anyway. So it's going to be hard for us to find out information.
Right.
Correct.
The right information. How well can they detect other people's thoughts? If let's say I turned myself into a bird, will they detect me as a magical transformation, or if I were to flutter around the town and try to find out information?
I believe, to my knowledge, if transforming yourself doesn't affect your mental processes, they may know that you're not what you appear to be.
Let's have a quick look at your spell. Complement beast. Targets gain statistics including mental ability scores are replaced by statistics of the chosen beast. It retains alignment and personality.
Yeah.
So,
Therefore, thoughts.
yeah, but unable to speak. That's true. Oh, and it also.
But are they constantly searching for thoughts,
You also
necessarily?
can't- Well, if they happen to pick up on something different, if they've taken over the entire town, and there's a stray thought here or there, they may detect that, I suppose.
Makes sense.
That's interesting.
What if we all stopped thinking?
It's a little hard, but you could try. Almost probably as hard as trying to hold your breath for a very long time.
Anna Claire starts holding her breath.
Oh, here we go again. Who was it who dared her last time? I can't remember. Ulvi, I think.
Why do I feel... I was going to say, I believe Ulvi just strikes me as someone who would do that.
Iron Jack walks out of his separate quarters, slaps her on the back as hard as he can as he's walking towards the door.
I believe it's time for us to go.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Good hit.
At least he didn't use the blade on his hand.
Yeah, that one left a mark the first time he did it.
Damn right. Everyone ready?
Appears to be.
Iron Jack, would you like to become a worm?
Worm.
We have an excellent plan in mind. Well, Eustace has an excellent plan in mind.
Oh, wow. Sapphire Dragon can burrow through tunnels as well. It gets legendary resistance.
Ooh,
Sign me up.
See how smart.
Well, that sounds good.
Praise be to the Allfather.
Oh, my lord. Doing it again.
Let's discuss it on the road.
Very good. Sounds good. He's all ready to go. He's ready.
Ready, Freddy.
Okay.
I like this polymorph spell.
You guys make it. You guys leave the shop, the big house, and make your way eastward. As you exit town, there is a checkpoint, but it's nothing that you guys aren't used to already. The guards, although they don't know exactly who you are, they deal with. They don't hassle it too many people. They seem to be there for show more than anything else. But they do. Iron Jack gives them a nod, and they nod back, and his command is enough to be able to get you guys through the checkpoint without any issues. As you guys move eastward, you are out for a couple of days. And we're going to do travel a little bit different. We're pretty much going to fast forward through travel. I think it's about a 3-day journey to be able to get to Bloomer Spring. The first night you're able to camp. You guys set up camp off the main road. You know, the further you get out from Sohir, the more the road. This is still one of the main thoroughfares of all of northern Alma. So this is still a very upkept road. There's a lot of traffic on it. And it's a very kept road. The longer you continue to travel, after 2-3 days, after 2 days, the road starts to become more normalized, less worn, and more just generally unkept. The further you get away from the capital. After 2 days, you do notice a place, Volk's Point. After 2 days of travel, you see a large sign that says Volk's Point Owlbear Preserve. You guys know this landmark. A far more temporary sign written underneath of it that says closed. That's almost looks kind of. It's definitely not like a permanent sign. It's something that's been placed there, but you don't see anything out of place or anything interesting happening from the roadside into the preserve. You just continue to move forward. You camp probably less than an hour outside of the Owlbear Preserve. And then are on your way the next morning, and we'll reach Bloomer Spring probably about probably late afternoon on the third day. How would you guys like to, once you get anywhere close to town, I'll say that you guys are still an hour to 2 hours away from Bloomer Spring. How would you guys like to approach?
Well, I'd probably suggest that we sit either So when we get close enough, like an hour or so outside of town, it's probably when we should actually make a camp, like a little base of operations, and probably do the Hero's Feast and then rest up, or at least do the Hero's Feast and go for a bit of a scout.
Okay.
Just because it lasts for 24 hours, so if we use it, go forward, check things out, come back, rest up, and then we still have it when we do our assault for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like if we just do it now, because that'll give me a spell slot back as well. If we manage to go forward, rest, and then manage
A short rest?
Well, we can rest the 8 hours as long as it's because it's a 24-hour thing. So if I cast it just before we go into town, like an hour outside of town, we've got an hour to go forward. We scout out for a while, see what we want to do. If we don't want to do any attacks or do anything that moment, we go back to our camp, we sleep, and then we go forward after that, and we'll still have the benefits of the Hero's Feast, but I'll also get a spell back.
Yes. I guess the other thought too is one, what does the terrain look like around Bloomer Spring? Do we have coverage as far as not being physically seen? And there's only so much we can do about our thoughts. And if we want to approach as an evening thing so that we doubly are not seen?
The forest around you, the forest itself is still very thick, so there's definitely, since 2 hours, since after the first day of travel, this has become more rugged terrain, more woodland areas. This forest itself is still very thick. The further north you go, more rugged terrain. You begin to climb somewhat in elevation compared to what you were even at Volk's Point. You're climbing in elevation as the surroundings turn more and more rocky, and the trees are less impressive than they were at Volk's Point. Yeah.
So we've got height for scouting. We've got tree cover to the forest for some stealth.
Yeah.
That seems useful. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe we don't have to travel at night, but it might still be helpful potentially for maybe not the Illithids themselves, but potentially for anyone who might be infected or spying that are still more humanoid.
That's not a bad idea. Are we all able to see in the dark though?
Oh, that's a very good question. Dark. No.
No, I did not think so. I'm sorry, but so perhaps dusk might not be a bad idea. It may limit your vision a little bit, but or at least if we time it correctly.
So are you setting up Hero's Feast now, or are you waiting?
Well, it depends. If I do hit what time of day did you say it was?
Let's say it's 2 o'clock.
2 in the Arvo. If we do it now, and then we go into Bloom Springs, or at least around Bloom Springs to scout, and then come back to camp, sleep, and we should still have it. Let's say in the morning, like if we scout out
Early
now,
morning?
sleep, yes, just as it's sort of dark still. If we leave, we'll still have access to the benefits of Hero's Feast, and it'll still be like just getting on morning. So,
And then we can watch the sunrise.
well, let's not get distracted.
Aw.
We can do that when we get back to Sohir.
True. As long as we're alive.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
And actually, this is reversed. You'd see the sun. Well, never mind.
Rises in the west, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's reversed.
Ah, see, but it'd be better back in. Well, we're still not elevated, so we'll still see it in the west better.
We'll celebrate with another Hero's Feast after we kill the Illithid.
Sure, that's always it costs a fortune, but that's okay.
Yeah, Bloomer Spring is on a cliff, so you do know that in completely bypassing the town and going around it from the outside is not a possibility. You can go around from the way you're approaching. So the most western side and the southern side are both open. The northern side and the kind of western, it's all coastline that's on a cliff. So there's no real way to get around that side of the town, just so you're aware.
And we suspect that the elder brain is underground, likely, probably somewhere within this cliff, in these caves and mines.
Yeah, and you do know that the mines, there is an active mine, or there is a supposedly active mine that is on the eastern side of town. That's actually 15-minute walk from the town proper.
Okay. I think scouting would be a wonderful idea.
Always a good idea before an attack. Information
True.
is our friend.
Yes.
Who is best suited for scouting? If we have
If
to
it's
get, if we have to get close.
Is it investigation as far as scouting, or is it perception as far as scouting?
Well, I was just thinking sneaking.
Stealth.
Well, actually, the druid would be good because he can change form and fly off.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not too close, so he doesn't get detected, hopefully.
Yeah, he could definitely use this spider form if you'd wish. You've seen him there many times.
Well,
This won't be my department.
well, if he's happy to do that, we can get him to scout out and direct him. Perhaps, yeah. And that way.
Are you doing Hero's Feast before or after someone leaves?
Like we're going to do it before we leave to go to. So we'll probably all go and get within like a reasonable distance of. Because will we be able to find do we know if there's a place that we can sit to look down into Bloomer Springs, or is it situated on top of the cliff?
No, it's on the cliffside. It's known for its, other than the mines themselves, it's known for its like sunsets, because it's on the cliff overlooking the ocean, and it's kind of just cliff and then like 150 feet down to the ocean below it.
How romantic, the elephant town.
Yes. All the tourists
Honeymoon
come.
destination, Bloomer Spring.
All the tourists.
Take a sip while you're there.
The name of the tavern is the Muddy Shaft Tavern, so yes, it's the perfect honeymoon.
Lovely.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
All right. Actually, well, okay. So, perhaps. 1 second. Perhaps we could. So if the druid and myself, I could like obviously polymorph into something. We go off, have a little look around. I mean, I could turn into an eagle and just soar above the sky and just look down and kind of get a lay of the land if I'm high enough. I don't think they'll.
You could do me.
It's not one of my. Oh yeah, okay. Yes, we could.
Yeah, that too, but no. I mean, polymorph me.
No. I'm sorry, Iron Jack, but no.
Not Iron Jack. I was trying to be the orc.
Ulvi.
Trying to be you, smoky voice.
I know.
I think you did a great job.
Yeah.
Iron Jack will show you his Iron Jack.
I knew.
You could do me.
It's all right. Yeah, well, we could definitely. That's not how you spell eagle. Alright, I could cast. Let's have a quick look here in my little book of things. Alright, and I could potentially, I think, cast more than once. Oh no, polymorph is a concentration check, so I can only concentrate up to one. But that's okay. Well, very good. If you want to be an eagle, I can turn you into a great eagle, and you can fly up, and the druid could do the same thing, or a similar thing, or perhaps a small creature. Get a bit more of a closer look. Perhaps see if there are any scouts or little positions, anybody who's staying on alert, any security, because they might have people in the forest. So the little guy could float around and flutter around while you're up in the sky getting a lay of the town itself. How does that sound?
Out of all the creatures that he made sheets for, he doesn't have any that are birds.
Well, I'm sure he'll be fine. He won't come across anybody. So
He never intended to fly.
Are air elementals see-through?
No, but they do appear as sort of like a cloud.
Transparent.
A gaseous kind of thing.
Could be a bit sus, but they could also quick look.
We'll just pretend he's a cloud.
Go be a cloud, Brad.
It's basically like a. It just looked like the wind, I suppose, or a bit of a cloud mist. I mean, that could work.
Well, we'll say he transforms into something that's flying. I don't have the sheets of what he could do, but we'll assume that he's got something that'll fly.
Well,
so.
anything smaller than an air elemental. So if you want a bird,
yeah. He becomes a
I don't know. Birds around here. Are pretty
raven,
There you
raven
go.
or owl.
that's pretty funny actually. I was just looking at a raven. Yeah,
Okay.
ravens are at least daytime, so I think it's daytime. So
Yeah. So you turn them into a pair of ravens,
well,
or you turn her into a raven.
I turn her into an eagle so she can fly high and do like a circuit and see if she can, because she
okay.
can stay above, hopefully their range. Because she's an eagle, she gets advantage on wisdom saves of perception.
Okay.
So she can fly high, and he can just flutter around and try and get a bit of an idea of any sentries.
Okay.
Try not to go inside. Don't go too far inside. We don't want you getting caught.
Hear the.
I probably should have done that before he turned.
Are you casting Heroes Feast before or after?
Nah, they'll be
Polymorph?
fine. They'll be fine. Don't worry about them.
Okay.
I don't know.
No Heroes Feast yet?
Should we? It depends if we can. 'Cause I only really have one bowl. I need 1,000. A gem encrusted bowl worth 1,000 GP is what I'm using here, and I only have one of those.
That
let's
uses
give
it,
as much
right?
time
That's
as possible.
I'm pretty sure
it consumes
does.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it
think it
consumes the bowl.
consumes it.
That makes sense. It's expensive.
Exactly. So yes.
It's good food. So they're going to scout around, and then we'll find a vantage point to blow something up, and in the other direction we'll start digging with the blue crystal dragon. What was that?
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, okay. So if they go scout now, we can probably do Heroes Feast actually. So if we do Heroes Feast, like I said, they can go scout. As long as we do it within the 24-hour period, we can still have the benefit of Heroes Feast. So do we want a Heroes Feast?
Anna Claire always wants feasts. She's a hospitality halfling.
Alright, fine. So we'll do the Heroes Feast first. He regretfully, he looks like he likes to hold on to his money, pulls out the gem-encrusted bowl, and he will cast his spell. Waves his little wand, his stiletto wand around, says Festa Helden, and all of a sudden a table of delicious food appears in front of us. It's always worth. It just seems like too much to pay for this.
She pats him on the knee. It's for a great cause. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, well, it's always a lot of money.
We'll get it back.
12 creatures can partake of the feast.
Yeah. So everybody gets. Let me say. So you're cured of any diseases and poisons, become immune to poison and being frightened, make wisdom saving throws with advantage. Hit point maximum increases by, let me roll this, 12. So everybody gets the hit point maximum increased by 12, and they get 12 hit points.
Never mind. There's other benefits there. I was gonna say she already has immunity to diseases and being frightened.
That's all right. It's just get it anyway. Everybody gets it.
Yeah.
So 12, 160.
So it's not it isn't temporary hit points, it's actual hit points, but I don't know if it's going to let me do that in D&D.
Yeah, I'm gonna just mark it as temp for now.
But you never lose those in that 24-hour period, in the sense that you can heal back up to that hit
To
points.
max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It becomes your new max.
Yeah.
For 24 hours.
Yay! So now I have, what's that? No, 101 hit points
Wisdom saves with advantage as well.
with advantage. Yep.
Yes, that's the cool part. Yo, her wisdom saves are sick.
All right, so we've done that. We've got the
Okay, so you cast a spell and a long table appears in front of you, and whatever you guys can dream of as far as food goes, there are large pieces of beef and fish and chicken, all roasted, and
meatballs.
meatballs, and
Sugar meatballs.
anything that you can dream of just appears on this, and you
A
begin
giant bowl of bacon bits.
a giant bowl of bacon bits. Yes, and it takes about an hour for you begin to eat this, and you're sitting there, and even as you're eating, none of the bowls go empty. So as you continue to eat, it continues to be there, and you do this for about an hour. After about an hour, you're all sitting back, relaxing, and suddenly, in an instant, the tables and chairs just disappear, and you are all fall to the ground and die. No, I mean, and
We do fall on our butts though.
yes, all of you fall on your butts. Okay, so that happens.
Did anybody enjoy the mousse? The marinated mousse chunks. That was really nice.
Oh, is that what that was? That was divine.
I had it once in Patreon. It was wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Eustace.
Sorry, Moose.
Did you
I
try the
interrupt?
bacon bits? They were fantastic on top of that salad,
No.
but mine was mostly bacon bits.
Well, you
I
had to try
interrupted the music.
She's a simple soul.
a whole bowl of bacon bits.
She might have sprinkled some cheese on top.
Guys, you gotta try the bacon bits. You see the size of that chicken? No, sorry.
As you guys are wrapping up and discussing what the next step of your plan is, and getting ready to, you're polymorphing you're polymorphing and druid change. So you go ahead and do that. You change and you create the eagle, and then both of them take off and begin heading towards Bloomer Spring. As you do this, you see a ways down the road. You see a figure. You really can't tell from this distance. It's far away, but it's a long stretch of road. You do see a figure walking towards you.
Oh, this could be fun.
There has been traffic, but this is the first time being this close to Bloomer Spring that you see traffic, people coming.
We obviously didn't set our camp on the road. Sorry, I didn't.
You're off the road?
Yeah, we obviously set the camp off the road. We're going to make camp on the road, but I'm more than happy to be near the road for the purposes of what we're doing now. Like, as in, I don't want to break.
Like within sight,
Yeah, I don't want to break what's
but not
happening now.
on.
But the camp
Okay.
itself, we wouldn't have.
The camp itself is off the road, but you are trying to keep track of what's going in and out of
Yeah.
the city, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do it. Its awareness of you is unassumed, but yes, you do see coming down the way. You do see a figure. Are you guys doing anything?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Getting out of sight.
Yes. Well, I can't really do much or anything. But yeah, I suppose we'll step off to the side and just sort of try and hide amongst the trees, unless anyone wants to confront this person.
I don't know that we can trust anybody just yet, especially this close.
Yeah. Okay, so I suppose we just duck back into the bushes off to the side, the trees and stuff, and hopefully hide so they can't see us.
Okay. Saoirse, you doing it? Or Saoirse?
Yeah, yeah.
Multiple personalities.
Yeah. No, Kaylin would agree with Anna Claire. And yes, we can't be too careful. We don't want to spoil the surprise, if you will. Anyone coming from town could be infected or could be a part of their plan.
You have noticed traffic since Volk's Point. There hasn't been much at all. The traffic coming in and out of Bloomerspring has been very, very small. There's not many people coming out. On this road in general, there wasn't that many people, but there was definitely less people since Volk's Point, which is about a day. And there are break-off points from Volk's Point, so there are other places that the people you've passed before could have come from. This is like the only thing between you and Bloomerspring is this road, so this person definitely came from Bloomerspring. As it gets closer, as this person gets closer, you see basically an old, frail man carrying a case of potions around his neck. He has a strap that goes around his back of his head, and he's got this basically like wooden crate that he's got strapped onto his neck and is carrying these potions, and you can hear the bottles are jiggling as he's moving.
Sorry, Moose. Did the
Yep.
files that we received on this mission in regards to the Illithrids, did any of them mention, it mentioned obviously that they were using potions to distribute the worms, the babies?
Yeah, Weiss would have said that potions would have been something to avoid, especially because of new potions, because that was the way that they had enveloped the case that he had worked with.
Right, so he's immediately suspicious, at least doesn't want to confront this person.
But where is he heading? Is he heading back in the direction of Volk's Point? Like he might be going there to sell these potions?
Yeah, she's moving towards Volk's Point. He's moving away from town.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well,
We can't let those potions get there.
The thing is, we can. Of course. We're here to take the head off the snake, not play around with its genitals.
Is that
I love that old saying.
Is that common? Maybe I'm not from where you're from.
Well, you should see the snakes. No.
Oh dear.
The
Is the hope then that if we successfully defeat the Elder Brain, then even those little tadpoles won't matter?
Well, I hope so. That's the plan.
Or I suppose
anyway.
in your reference, the little sperm won't matter.
Sure. We have
Oh.
we have a mission. We have to. I understand that we can't let this escape, but if we destroy Kaylin, please, if we destroy the Elder Brain, will those little worm things be destroyed or become, sterile or something?
Not that I'm aware of, no. They would still be viable. They just wouldn't have a connection to an Elder Brain. The Elder Brain functions as the leader
Yeah, but
or a hive.
But what happens when the connection's broken?
They'll be lost. It'll be easier to annihilate any free step, but they will not be destroyed themselves, as far as I know. But it will make it easier to destroy them because they'll have lost the connection to the rest of the hive.
But that person will still be an illithid if they drink it.
The problem is, if we attack this person, we try to stop them, they're going to know that we're here. That is the problem.
What if
Even if we take them out, it's unless there's somebody who's been dominated, but it's just as easily could be an illithid, right? So if we destroy it, then they'll know.
What if there was an accident? We didn't hurt the person, and we just destroyed the box.
Well, as far as we know, they see through the eyes. They'll have like a record of what happened.
You can see the guy getting closer and closer, and the bottles. Definitely the shaking of glass as this unstable person can use to kind of shuffle foot by foot in front, and it's kind of parallel to where you guys are at right now. How far were you guys, each of you, off the road?
Enough, I suppose, just to hide. I have an idea. How many bottles of how many potions can I see?
What's your passive?
My passive is 15. Perception. 17.
I'll say there's at least 12. It's like a 12 slot crate that he's got in front of him. You can't tell if it's all full, but similar to that.
That's a magical number you just said there.
12.
Well, it's more than 10, and it's 10 that I'm looking at. I could, and he just he turns to the others real quick and says, "Look, I could animate the objects. Like I could animate the potions so they run around and break or attack him or whatever. As long as we remain hidden, he may not know it's us, but then again, he may get suspicious, and he'll go back and inform them that something happened."
Could we just make them look like they broke as if he stumbled?
Quite possibly, yeah. I could probably have them all break.
Oh, here's a question. Well, I guess there's
make him actually stumble, so that he breaks them himself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I could probably...
The glass stopped shaking.
Ah, shite.
Oh.
Sorry, I shizen. Does he look like he's looking in our direction?
You see him just kind of stop shuffling his feet.
Oh no.
He's motionless for a moment.
Yeah.
We're thinking too loud. I have purify food and drink. Would that work on an illithid tadpole?
You see him turn. You see him turn to the other side of the road and begin to lift his potions off of his neck and puts it down on the ground next to him.
Excuse me, old man. Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. And he steps out. Just step out.
Oh.
We were a little worried back there. It's been really quiet, so when we saw somebody on the road, we got a little suspicious.
You no longer, as soon as you step out towards his direction, you see the image of the figure of the man, the elderly man, no longer there, and you see a full-formed mind flare.
Telekinesis.
Purple skin.
I'm assuming.
Where are you gonna go? Where are you jumping?
No, telekinesis. I was going to try and grab him and twist him around and try and break him.
Not teleport.
Well, if I'm seeing actually, no. I don't know if I'd get the chance to cast a spell once he changes. Would I get a chance to cast a spell once he changes?
Once he changes, you would have to do a wisdom save, but you can no longer be frightened. But instead of the frightened thing, because it's a wisdom save for frightening, right?
We're
We are immune to fright.
So yeah, we're immune.
We're so cool.
Immune to being frightened, and we have advantage on wisdom saves. Does anybody have an intelligence of 20 or higher?
20? No.
I don't know about Seaman, but he's,
No. Kaylin's is 18.
Well,
Close.
oh yeah, they're not here either. I forgot about that.
Let's not talk about
Let's not
Iron
even
Jack
list it.
either.
He definitely does have a 20 intelligence.
He's sitting back there
I have
watching
an
this
8.
whole thing like, this is how these guys
I
work.
have a-
I will allow you to do telekinesis. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, I want to grab him, turn him upside down, and face him away from me. Oh no, sorry, I can't do that because I've got concentration. I've got
Oh,
concentration
yeah.
on the so
Oh, and the birds! Oh no, the birds!
yeah.
So you cast telekinesis and
No, I don't.
falling from the sky.
No, I don't. Yeah. I'm intelligent enough
They
to know
just
that.
drop.
I'm
They
intelligent
just
enough
drop.
to know
There
that
goes
it's-
Oli.
No. That would be so funny.
Hear the Wilhelm scream.
That sucked.
This wasn't worth the weed.
No,
it-
obviously I wouldn't do that because he's
Okay,
smart
okay.
enough to know not to do that. What he probably would do though is he'd probably launch a barrage of Eldritch Blasts at the prick.
Oh, so much for quiet.
They're not that
Okay.
bad.
Let me see something.
Try and get a bonus action.
Yeah, I'll let you.
Do I still need to do a wisdom save?
Do a wisdom save to see if you can get it off. I don't have this listed on here, so it's not exact. But yeah, do a wisdom save. If you get a 11 or higher, I'll let you get a spell off.
25.
Okay. So yeah, you get a spell off. So what are you casting? Eldritch Blast?
Yep.
Eldritch Blast.
Did you say I can get a bonus action as well?
I'll give you for a full turn.
Oh, wicked.
Ooh.
So I'm going to launch 3 bolts of Eldritch Blast, and I'm going to launch another 3 bolts of Eldritch Blast using a Sorcerer's Point to quicken the spell. Or 2 Sorcerer's Points, sorry. Which will make it a bonus action to cast it.
Okay.
Alright, so these are 3 attacks for the first 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 attacks for the next one. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit. Let me see. 13 does not hit. 24 hits. 13 does not hit.
So basically just, everything else hits except for
Yeah.
13s.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the 6 hit.
26, 24, 28. There was one more. 20. So what's that? 27, 33, 46 damage all up. It's like he just whips his his stiletto appears in his hand and it just like flashes it real quick in a couple of motions. It's like these bolts of eldritch energy just shoot out into the mind flayer.
Alright, so you see these bolts kind of just hit the mind flayer. You don't see him taken aback by that much. You do still see him standing there. You see him begin to twist his hands in anger and then pause for a moment and does not do anything. I've not come here. I can't say this isn't expected. Are you doing anything else?
And I'll do it again if you let me.
He used his action and did not attack. So you can attack if you'd like.
I'm a bit taken aback at the moment. So he'd say, "Why aren't you attacking me?" And he'll ready an action because as soon as he looks like he's going to attack or do anything, or if he does do anything, he'll launch another 3 Eldritch Blasts at him.
You see his hands that were twisted up like mid casting, like something was a almost reactionary result of being hit by the Eldritch Blast. You see his hands stretch and then put together in front of his chest. Any swirling magic that you saw is dissipated. I am not what you want. What you want is further down the road. I can't say this isn't expected, though. We made too much noise this last time. Will you shut your dog up, please? Please.
Dog.
Thank you. I hold myself personally accountable. You pay off the authorities, you agree to partner with an evil undead wizard, and they unbanish you, and there's always someone else sticking their nose into our business. Mistakes were made, but they will not be made again. I am not what you want, but I will show you where you want to go.
What? He just sort of looks at you. Looks at the wine flask. Like, what the hell is going on? Aren't you like part of a group?
Oh yes, very much so.
Then, what are you doing?
I am just a simple being.
Yeah.
You could defeat me. No problem. My ego is not getting in the way of this time. You could defeat me. I have no purpose to take you on. The odds are inevitable. What you want is further down the road. Please be my guest.
Yeah, but and he points to the jars of the potions. Yeah, but your little worm things are inside these.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, but I can't let you. You're going to take those back to Soderheim and infect people.
If you wish, I will leave them right here.
I'm finding this very unusual. He's a bit uncertain as to what to do here, and he casually looks towards the bushes, and he just shrugs and just like, I don't know what to do.
For millennia, my people have used others in different ways, and we still do. But trustworthiness is lacking. We are under the assumption and now under the power are able to see ourselves as more as vessels than individuals, which I am just a simple vessel for the one. Fire me down or cut my head off, put it on the wall. It does nothing but lessen us by one. There are many.
Okay, then why would you want us to? What do you think we want?
Oh, you want to end us?
Well, yes. I suppose that is obvious.
Oh, of course. I cannot stop you from doing that, so it would be very unwise for me to attack.
But if you're part of a group, why would you do anything to help us?
Well, my job is already done.
They know we're here.
I'm really confused. You've told them.
Claire was going to give Caleb the shush sound.
You've already told them.
Yes.
Well, why would we go back with you?
There is no telling. There's no communication. It's much more elegant than that.
Oh, shush.
What I know, they know. The one knows.
Jeez.
We all know.
This is what I was afraid of. And he says it out loud. I knew we shouldn't have done anything. Damn it. Why did I step out?
That's what I wanted to know.
Well, he saw us. He knew we were here.
I did not see you.
Why'd you put your stuff down?
I knew you were here, but I did not see you.
We're there, see? On yours.
He heard us.
I did the
He
right
heard
thing.
our thoughts.
Yes.
And Anna Claire comes out, kind of makes her way through the foliage, and she says, Well, you already know we're here, and you can tell that 3 measly adventurers can't do very much. Are you willing to just let us go?
Well, he just said he doesn't care. He's done his job. He's given warning, and now they know we're here.
Question, Rob.
Yes.
Does Kalen have
He'll have had mind blank up from the night before, yeah. So he doesn't
do you
even
step
know
out or
that.
not?
No, he's still Kalen is still hiding in the shrubs.
All right, roll a stealth check.
Oh, I thought Kaylin had said something already.
To you.
Yeah, he had said something to. I assumed Anna was still with him.
Oh.
Anna Claire, excuse me.
Also,
I'll give you a
Iron Jack's
Then
there,
she
so-
said... Then she's... Okay, then that's fine. So
So
yeah,
there's still three of us.
three measly adventurers is what Anna Claire
Well,
said.
What's Ellen's
Nope.
character?
Oh, shit.
That's a 5.
There's 4 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, the others are still with
Shit,
us.
Simon.
Sorry.
Four of you.
I mean, 5, maybe.
5. Interesting.
Well, shut up.
At that,
2,
Kalen
3.
will step out, knowing that the Mind Flayer had at least detected him visually. Kalen will step out, hand gripping the hilt of his short sword. It's still scabbarded, it's still sheathed, but he's just giving this death glare. Very cold, staring daggers at this Mind Flayer. He's, doing his best to not just kill it.
Can I use... I've got... you know what? I'm just going to, if you don't mind, I was just going to look at the Mind Flayer, walk over to the potions in the box. You're just going to use Lightning Lure to constantly just break them all. We can't have this. I'm not having it. And he just breaks them to see if it just...
You should try them. They work wonders.
Yeah, sure. I've read books. I don't really want that. It just breaks every single one of them.
You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, but
While Eustace is breaking them, Anna Claire asks the Mind Flayer, well, since you already know we're not much of a threat, just the 4 of us. 5 of us? Does that include Iron Jack?
yeah.
And Simon? Yeah.
Yeah.
So just the 5 of us. Why don't you just tell us then? Let us just stroll into the heart of danger then. Tell us where the head honcho is, where your
The
god
one?
is. Yes.
God
Seems
is
to make
such
sense.
a simplified term. The one is much more than a god. The mine shaft.
Of course. Yes.
Makes sense.
Feel free.
How is he guarded?
You wouldn't make it past the first stage.
Well,
How many stages are we talking about?
Yeah. He didn't say anything.
Oh, come now. We're going on an adventure. We'll be one of your
I
brothers and
wouldn't
sisters
want
soon.
to ruin the adventure.
well, surprises can be a little boring, so... I
Can
personally
you try to
like
persuade
plan.
him?
I personally like to plan my day.
What'd you say, Bryn?
Can she try to persuade him to give her as much information as possible about how to get to the one and what lays in their path?
Sure. How would you do that?
With a persuasion check. And also
Ouch.
potentially. So she would convince him that or try to convince him that it's not so much a game as it is soon enough regardless, sort of playing into what he already believes. Regardless, they're going to become his fellow brothers and sisters with the one anyway, so may as well make them as prepared as possible to meet him. And whatever is on the way to get there. So nothing really gets in our way. We'll just become one of them anyway.
During all of that, I roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, it's going to be a really high DC.
I'm going to
Go
use
ahead and
Channel
try.
Divinity.
Okay.
And I'm going to use her Emissary of Peace. So it's a +5 bonus to the charisma check.
Okay.
Well, 2 charisma checks for the next... persuasion checks, rather, for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. +5. So is it... Which one do I roll, then? Do I just roll it from here? No, so that's not... So it'd
That's
be
a
that.
20.
It'd be that
25.
plus...
No, it says
1d10
1d20 plus 5.
Right, but that's the bonus versus her actual persuasion, which is +8. And then plus another... Oh. I see what it is. Okay. So it would really be her +8 and then +5. Because her persuasion is +8. I just rolled the wrong one. I rolled just the +5.
So it's a 28.
So it's 15 plus 8 plus 5. So 20 plus... Yeah, 28.
Okay. He contemplates that. You see him staring down Kaylin. There are many chambers, each with their own level of protection, but the one is there. You will find him.
How deep? You say how deep?
If you follow the shaft, you'll be easy to find.
How many chambers?
Multiple chambers.
You're not making this easy for us to become part of the one.
Well, their potions were right there. It would have been very simple if you just accepted. I could do you a favor if you would just come here. I'd be happy to bring you into the collective. You see his tentacles kind of move out in your direction.
It'd be nicer if the one were able to do that for us.
Well, I am part of the one.
She looks at Eustace and the others and just kind of shrugs. She's like, I did my best.
Well, that's okay. Well, we can't leave this one walking around. How well can you communicate with the one? Is it just a thought or feeling, or can you give exact details?
Oh, everything that I see and feel and touch and say and hear, instantly, part of the one, collective. It's a divine experience.
That's wonderful. I really appreciate divine experiences. Oh my god, yes.
Me too.
That was sarcasm, Anna Claire. That was sarcasm. Come on, you should know me by now. Okay. We can't let this one walk around freely. I feel a little funny killing it at the moment, so Kaylin, what do you want to do?
And he's still just staring daggers at the mind flare. I would kill it myself. The one knows we're here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like he wants to be part of the one.
We can make him dead like the one.
But,
Whatever you wish to do.
It would have been easy if you had to just kept walking. We're gonna have to make some noise, more noise.
It doesn't have to be that loud.
We could just tie it down, perhaps. If we tie it down and then we destroy the one, perhaps we'll see what'll happen.
Let me make this.
Ooh.
Let me make this simpler for you. And as he does, you see magic swirl around, and everyone make me a wisdom save.
Ah, shite.
With advantage.
With advantage. Yes.
As you see him, this black energy swirl around his basically his forehead and blast out.
I rolled the same thing twice.
Oh my lord.
Why
did it add them?
So Iron Jack got 20, I got 40.
I apologize. It's a INT save. I'm sorry.
An intelligence save.
Oh,
It's an
that's
intelligence
bad. Wait, do we have the rings to help with that or something?
I don't.
What does the ring do again?
I got a 15.
That's
one of those
29.
Intelligence save.
Well, and actually, if it's psychic damage with the mind blank, Kalen's immune to it anyway.
Yeah.
I got a 15. Iron Jack got a 17.
Oh, I have one of the rings, but I don't know what it does.
I think it made you resistant. Wasn't it resistant to?
It was a homebrew thing, so you have to click on it and see what it says.
Is it in?
Oh.
Yeah. You should have it in roll 20, right? D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
It was added? I don't know if I ever added it myself.
D&D Beyond.
Inventory.
It's D&D.
So everyone takes everyone that
No, I don't
didn't
see it.
Oh,
Hold on, I'm gonna roll in a moment.
Eustace and
So
yeah, Kaylin doesn't take it.
Oh, there it is, Ring of Protection.
Iron Jack, no. You get a bonus with Ring of Protection, but what was the ring called, Moose?
Mind Flayer ring. Mind Flayer protection, I think.
Oh.
It's in SOS handouts.
Ring of Illithid Protection. Yeah, that's where I'm
Illithid
looking.
protection.
So it's resistance to psychic damage, advantage on initiative when fighting an abomination. The ring also forms a barrier around the tadpole if you become infected. We should have just drank the thing, or she should have just drank the thing.
Just drink all the potions and then
Just
put the
drink
ring
them,
on.
and then he's happy and he thinks that we've been infected.
Saving the world.
Dang it! I wish I thought of that.
Why do I have a Ring of Illithid Protection?
Because you were an up close fighter.
No.
We gave it to all the up close people.
No, not me.
Was there?
Oh, you
I
said
thought there was 2 or 3 of them.
There were 3, weren't there? So we gave one to Anna Claire. We gave one to...
Alright, let me just roll
Ruby.
the intelligence on.
And
then you.
no, did I?
17 was her roll.
I don't recall getting one. I'm pretty sure I wasn't getting one. I think I just put it in my inventory, just so I had it. I think someone else had it.
Oh.
I thought
Tying
Lorcan
the
took it.
save is
Yeah,
the same
Lorcan.
as succeeding, right? Tying is a success?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 17 was the DC. So
Lovely.
Eustace,
Yes, sir.
you are stunned, and you take the full 19 damage.
Well, that's a lovely
Ever-
thing.
A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn, ending effect on its success
Yeah,
to recharge.
Can I spend a? Because that was an ability save, right? Or ability check.
Yeah.
Sorry. So magical guidance I can use a sorcery point to re-roll a d20 to see if I can succeed again. When you make an ability check that fails, so that includes saves, right?
I didn't think it did.
That's abilities skill. It's a skill, isn't it?
An ability check. Well, these are the ability saves, the saving throws.
Intelligence saving throw. Is that I'm confused on what it would actually
That's
be.
all right. I'll take 19.
I don't know if it would be a skill.
Yep, I'll take
Yeah.
19 damage. I'll leave the 12 there and I'll just take 19 damage.
Actually, nobody else gets that. It's only those that hit it get hit. It's not halved, so nobody takes any other damage besides Eustace.
Oh, shit. Anyway.
What is everyone's response? I'm not going to do a combat order on this. What is everybody's response?
I'm stunned.
I think
About
Anna
how
Claire's
far
just gonna
away-
whack it.
Yeah, and how far away is it from Caitlin?
I would say at least if you're by the edge of the woods, by there, probably you could be 30 feet, 30 to 40 feet.
Yeah, as soon as the energy, that black energy, starts to formulate around the Mind Flayer, Kalen is going to run full bore, casting as he reaches it, Green Flame Blade, and he's going to attack it using Green Flame with his short sword.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
See, nope, that's an 8. That's a -1. I mean, just a 1 with his modifier, so.
Yeah, as you run out, he is able to just takes a simple... He's standing in what you expected him to be in a defensive mode and go for a defensive stance. He is simply standing there after this blast, and you are taken aback by this and kind of pull at the last moment, pull the blade and miss. Who else is doing something?
Anna Claire is... I forgot she could do her thing. She just says, she just yells out to the others, "Don't get too fancy. He's not invited to the party." And then she's gonna whack him with her Morning Star. Now she has... Oh wait, this is not an initiative thing, right?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
And she's just gonna whack him. Oof.
Yeah. So you hit him with the iron. Oh, that's Iron Jack.
Yeah, sorry. I just rolled just to get it out of the way.
She does get 2 attacks per action.
Okay, so roll your second one.
Okay. Gonna try and whack him again. Much better.
Okay, roll for damage on that.
For whack. It's 8.
16. 16 total.
Is it?
It says 8 piercing, 8 radiant.
Oh, plus radiant damage. That's right. Suck it.
So you see Iron Jack move forward and slice with his arm that's attached, and slice into it. It is simply standing there, both hands in front of it. It seems to be in a passive state, but it is now, because it attacked, you guys are attacking it, and it is now being beat up, and therefore the damage that it's taking is just worse than what you would think it would be. Between Anna Claire coming on one side and just smacking it across the head, and Iron Jack coming across the body and slicing into it, within just a second or two, it is completely destroyed and is now just laying on the ground.
Let that be a message to You're the One.
Ow! That hurt.
Sorry, Eustace.
Well, it was your
Do you need a quick
I'll be alright.
quick pick me up?
I'll be alright, and he just like pulls a cigar out of his pocket and just lights it up and starts smoking. It'll be fine.
You sure? I've got Chrism.
No, yeah, it'll be fine. He just starts puffing on his cigar.
Is that what we're up against, Caitlin? Iron Jack.
Yes. Yes, that is...
How many are like that?
That we don't know. How many are full-fledged mind... we don't know exactly how many have completed Ceramorphosis.
So it could be
I
100,
feel
it
like
could be a dozen.
We're gonna find out soon.
Yes.
But this could be fun.
Have we heard back then? Or how long will we till we hear back from the others about what the town looks like?
I gotta make a Constitution saving throw. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yumi, let's clip it. Yumi.
She's not here. It's
Ryan regrets to inform you that you need to re-roll a character
Oh my
sheet.
god.
You need a new character sheet.
As the eagle that he turns you into starts falling from the sky.
I gotta make it. Yeah, okay. So what was the damage? I took 19, so that was like 10 plus 8, 18 DC.
Oh shoot, I should have taken your damage. Ah, the one time.
It happened. The one thing. So I think it's a DC 18, isn't it? Isn't it like half the damage plus 10? So,
Half the damage plus 10. That sounds good.
That sounds difficult.
Don't be like that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear.
I'm clicking and learning and.
I can't remember actually.
Oh,
It's been a while
no.
since I played a caster. So.
I should have taken the damage for
Spell
you.
casting. 9.
I forgot about the concentration spells and that if you get hit, you drop them.
I'm a bad DM. Alright, 5e. If you take damage while concentrating, you must roll a Constitution saving throw 10 or half the damage taken, whichever is higher. So it's not 10 plus 8, it's damage.
So 10.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's something. But watch me roll. Actually, if I roll a 1, I still pass, I think. No, sorry. I roll a 3, I'm good. Yeah, good.
Hooray!
Hey, but
No
we just,
Wilhelm scream in
we
the
just-
background.
In the distance?
just send Yumi. Somebody send Yumi a Wilhelm scream, and just see what she says. About it.
She's like, what the?
A few moments. This was fairly recent after they had left. After a few minutes, you see them come back, fly back down, unmorph. Yeah, there's not much going on. The town looks pretty normal.
Not for long.
Why do you guys, are you guys alright?
No,
We killed someone without you. Sorry.
a little bit sore.
What is, and he just looking at the body. What is that thing?
That is what we're
What?
up against.
Fish people?
That is a full-blown mind flayer.
That is what we're fighting.
You see it just kind of kick it a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay, it knows we're coming. Perhaps the polymorph with the Emerald Dragon is not a bad idea.
There we
Or
go.
the, whatever, the Amethyst Dragon or whatever I said before.
I love this plan.
It's probably, well, we've got a lot of time. If we go to sleep now, it's probably a good idea, a safe bet that they'll send out people or creatures to find us. So we may as well act now. What does everybody think? I'm sorry.
They may not know.
I shouldn't have stepped out, but obviously, clearly it knew we were here.
It could sense your thoughts.
Yeah, I don't have one of those rings.
Well, if they already know we're coming, but they don't know all of our tricks and our what we can do, we can still give them a little bit of a surprise, right? So let's not go the obvious way. Let's see if we can't bypass a couple of those chambers. Maybe we can find our way in and still be a little bit unexpected. But maybe Eustace should stay back if he doesn't have a ring. Or give him a ring. Or however we want to do it.
Look, I think it's this point it doesn't really matter. If I cast a spell, I can cast another polymorph. That's okay. Yeah, we do polymorph. We do the Sapphire Dragon. The dragon can tunnel. It'll burrow underneath the ground. It's an hour, but you work it out for me. Where's Seaman? Seaman does the math. So, yeah. 10
Where
foot.
is Steam, by the way?
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. Yeah, so the burrowing, the creature does... The dragon can... Well, the worm would be better, but for the purposes of burrowing, but half its burrowing speed, which is 30 feet. So it can burrow 15 feet every 6 seconds, etc.
15 or 30?
15. I don't know why it has a burrow speed of 30 and then it tunnels at half. Well, it can burrow through solid rock, so it can move normally through soil at 30 feet, and once it gets to
Okay.
hard rock, it burrows at half speed. So it's basically like difficult terrain.
So are you guys moving forward, or are you guys staying here?
Well, if we stay,
That's kind of what you're discussing, but
yeah, if we stay,
With 900 feet a minute.
yeah, well, we have an hour.
Times 60. 54,000 feet.
We're done. Who wants to be a sapphire? Iron Jack, you said you wanted to be a dragon, right?
yeah, sure.
Oh, no. Well, who wanted it? Oh, was it Ubi again?
Let's see here.
5,000, a little over 5,000 feet is a mile. So, you know.
Well, we get within like a bit under a mile, so we can dig down. We can cast it again if we need to, but I'd prefer to save at least one.
We could go many miles.
Yeah. Borica, I've got two. I can cast it twice, 2 more times, basically. Well,
50.
technically I could cast it
5.
4 more times. It just won't give me any benefit if I cast it at a higher level. But I'd prefer not to. I still have to make sure I can...
Oh, just kidding. 10.
Oh no, Revivify is a 3rd level spell, so that's okay.
We can go about 10 miles.
How many
Well,
feet in a
out.
mile? Well, 5,000 feet in a mile.
I just Googled how many miles is 54,000 feet. 10.2 miles.
So
Boltzmann.
the walking speed in like your average person that can walk 30 feet per round means they can move 18,000 feet per hour, which is like 3 miles an hour.
As long as we
That's
don't
about
come
right.
across rock. And
3
once
or
we come
4.
across rock, it's a half speed. Like solid rock.
I was just talking about the burrowing. How far can he burrow before he transforms back?
Yeah, within the hour.
If you had a scientist, you would know that it's about 20,000 feet to Bloomer Spring from where you're at.
Alright, and so...
Do we know which...
Sorry, how far is that in a mile?
18,000 is
So it's just over a mile. So we get within a mile or so, or a bit less than a mile. We dig down, and then we cut across. And if I have to, Eustace is happy to cast it again.
Oh no. The town is 3 miles away.
So yeah, so we make sure we get within a mile of the town, hopefully, without too much hiccup. Does that work for everybody? And then we can turn somebody who is willing into a Sapphire Dragon, who can then burrow down. And if we time it right, and hopefully everything works out, they'll still be a dragon when we have to deal with the mind flayers.
From your scouts, you would know that the mine is probably a little bit less than a mile outside of town.
Oh, well, there we go.
In our direction?
Yeah.
Or in a different... Okay.
Lovely.
So between
So
us and the
if
town.
if town is 4 miles away, it's about 3 miles to the mines, and then it's another mile into town.
So if we stay off the road, head about a mile, like get as close to the mine as we feel comfortable, and then we use the Polymorph spell to turn somebody into a Sapphire Dragon. They burrow down and across. We break hopefully into the cavern somewhere, and then we go from there, I suppose.
So you're just trying to avoid the main entrance of the cavern, basically.
Basically, if we can burrow into the main cavern where the brain is, that'd be great. But...
Yeah, I thought we were going to start digging basically from outside of town, like around where we were, and just start moving in the direction of the mine and just avoid Bloomer Spring altogether.
Yeah. So the mine's closer to us than outside of town.
Right.
So as long as we get within under a mile of it, of where we think that the mine is, because we want to kind of if we can not pass Polymorph again, it'd be nice, because that's a one less spell he can use in combat. But yeah, if we do that, if we can do that, that'd be great. We move through the forest and hopefully not catch anyone on the road. So that'll be a start. And then we just get someone to start digging, and we just go from there. Assault the caverns.
I like all of this, other than we're essentially blind.
Well,
digging, unless
as long as we head in the direction of the tunnel.
Well, start a stone.
Wow, Sapphire Dragons are so
kidding.
cool. Must be a Tash's.
So what are you guys doing? You're moving above or below ground at first? Above ground until a mile away, and then going down? Is that the plan?
I think the further we start, the less they'll notice, or the more time we have before they notice us. The closer we are to the mine, then if they can sense our thoughts or our vibrations or whatever, then they'll know that we're there sooner. Like, they'll know how close we are sooner. Because the Illithids don't know about our tunneling plan. We never said that, so they can't know. So I figured the farther back we start, safely as we can, without making you necessarily cast it again, the better.
That's okay. Kaylin, what do you think?
Yes, I think the start back as far as possible, but of course we want to save as much energy as possible for when we do get into a fight. So avoiding the use of too many polymorph spells
Would be good.
Yes.
I mean, I would prefer not to cast it again, but if we have to, I will. It just means, well, where are we? Oh, well, it'll be okay. If we have to do it, we have to do it.
Well, one thing we could always do, I do have a spell I can cast as a quick ritual. I can contact my deity and see if there's what information I can garner before. Basically, I can use contact other plane.
Yep.
The only danger is that if the spell, there is a risk of me going insane. Briefly.
Yeah.
Oh!
Contacting this extraplanar intelligence can strain or even break your mind. When you cast this spell, make a DC 15 intelligence saving throw. On a failure, you take 6d6 psychic damage. Well, he's got mind blank, so he'd be immune to that. Hey, he does have mind blank up. Would that protect him from insanity? While insane, you can't take actions, can't understand.
It would protect him from the damage, but it may not protect him from the...
Yeah, it doesn't sound
The
good.
insanity, yeah.
I-
So,
the effect. What's the odd? Oh, 1 to 15? A 15 DC? And what's your
Yeah,
intelligence? What's your base intelligence at?
intelligence save, let's see, would be... Base intelligence is a +4. I've got a +10 to saving throws for intelligence. So, I mean,
So you get a...
it got a pretty good chance of passing.
Yeah, to roll a 5 and you pass, basically.
Yep. Pretty
Was it-
much.
what's the
5
DC,
and higher,
sorry?
and
15?
15, yeah, 15.
DC is 15.
Oh, so 4 and higher. So, sorry, did you say 10 or 11?
10.
Okay. So you... Okay. I I don't know if I really want. What if you go insane? Are we going to have to fight you? If it could be counterproductive.
Exactly. That is the risk. It could be. It could lose us time, and I don't know if the information we'll garner from it is worth the risk. But it is a risk.
Well, let's keep that one in our back pocket in case we need it later.
Agreed. Besides, I don't think from the other plane they can just see through the ground necessarily and know where we need to turn up. We're sort of going a little bit on faith here, as much as some might not like to hear that.
Well, no, that's okay. We have a rough idea where the mines are. We just head that direction, I say. And see how we go.
That works for me.
If we get lost, we can always do it. But yeah, that does not seem like a very good idea to me.
I'm just trying to go through my list of spells. I'm just thinking, how else can we protect ourselves? Because that's all she thinks of. It's like I have calm emotions, but it's not going to necessarily calm your thoughts. If they can still read our very calm thoughts, then that doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
But, ideas.
So you guys are going forward, getting closer, and then digging under when you're in range. Is that correct?
I thought we were going to dig from further.
Well, not too far.
Oh.
But we're a little over. So if we start digging now, we're probably going to have to cast another polymorph.
Yeah.
Right.
So one polymorph away from where you think the mine is.
Well, the polymorph should last you. If you're doing the full hour, it should get you. I think I calculated it was like 10 miles. So depending on how deep down we want to go versus laterally.
Oh, that's the case. Yeah, we just do it now.
We've got like 10 miles.
Let's go back to camp.
What's the feet per?
It's 30 feet
It's
per
15?
second. It's 30 feet per second.
Oh, okay.
Unless we come across
Per-
solid rock, which is basically like difficult terrain and halves the distance.
So it's 15. So you half of that, yeah.
For
So
6
maybe
seconds?
5 miles.
Well, we're still.
Well, that's what. Sorry.
Everything around you is already rocky, so yeah, you're gonna hit rock
Yes.
fairly
So it's
quickly.
15. It's 15 feet per 6 seconds, right? That's 90. 6 seconds. There's 10 of those
Yep.
in a minute
I'll be right back.
times 90. So we're at 900 feet per minute times 60 minutes is 54,000 feet per hour.
And then,
And then
there's 15,000.
There's 54,000. How many miles is 54,000 feet? 54,000 feet is 10.2 miles.
Oh,
So that's
well.
if everything is stone. We get 10 miles out of it.
Shit, let's do it. Let's go back to camp. Let's go back to camp. Let's go.
Math wins the fantasy world.
Hey, Seaman, you missed out.
We did math.
Google's your friend sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Let's.
My dad will be so ashamed if I did that wrong.
Ooh.
He's a mathematician by trade.
Oh, God. Text him quick.
Daddy, did I do it right?
Why isn't he watching the stream? Damn it.
I think he just came back from a doctor's visit, actually.
Well, if we go back to camp, we cast it, the polymorph, the hour. We've got plenty of time, so we could basically use the dragon as a battering ram, and to help us in a fight should we break into a situation that's not great.
Yeah, the only thing would be that you can't keep up with the dragon because your move speed is not the dragon's move speed.
No, well, it creates a tunnel 10 feet.
It creates a tunnel, yeah, so you could follow it, but it's going to be by itself at the end of the tunnel.
Well, it moves 15 feet. We move 30 feet.
No, that's per second, not per round, which is 6 seconds.
Is it per second? I calculated it by action.
Yeah, every 6 seconds.
Per action is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the 10 miles is. The 15 feet.
But it said it did by feet and not by your action. If it can do 15 feet per second, is what it can do.
More.
No, it's that's your 15 feet. Is that what I said?
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Speed. Its borrowing speed is 30 feet. Sorry, 30 feet per action. So that's your normal movement. It's 30 feet, right? So,
yes.
Yeah. So Brenna calculated it at 15 feet because we're moving through solid rock, and she's still got 10 miles.
That's if we're going by action, which is 6 seconds, versus by per second, which is 1 second. If yours says it's by action, then that's what this calculation is.
Speed. So the speed is 40
15.
feet.
Okay.
Or his borrowing speed, sorry, is 30 feet a turn. Unless it's through solid rock, which changes it down to 15 feet.
15 divided by 6 is 2.5 per second.
I'll be back. I'll be right back. I just step away while you calculate. 60
is 150 feet per minute times 60. It's 9,000 feet. That's 2 miles.
Oh, are you dividing? I was multiplying.
No. You divide to get the seconds, right?
It was 15 feet. It's 15 feet for 6 seconds.
Yep.
So I was calculating how many feet you can get in 6 seconds would be 15 times 6, no?
No. Divide by 6. 15 feet per 6 seconds. So 15 divided by 6 will get you 15. Divided by 6 is 2.5 feet per second. Times that by 60 would be a minute. That would be 150 feet. Times 60 would be 9,000 feet in an hour.
Math's not my forte. Don't tell me that.
we won't tell. We won't tell that.
He doesn't watch the VODs.
Yeah, 9,000 feet, which is approximately 2 miles. So if you wanted to do that, go. Right now you're a little short, but whatever. We could do it. If your goal is to do one polymorph to get there, you can get within range within however long.
Right, so we'd want to get a little bit closer and then start digging down and towards the mine.
Okay.
Because it may still make us cast more than once.
Yeah.
Or we just miss the entrance.
And you guys can keep up with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would like to be polymorphed?
Maybe. I mean, okay, if you're polymorphed, can you still get the benefits of the ring?
Yeah. It would still be ringed.
Because the person who's up front probably needs to be protected. Because Anna Claire would love to do that. I don't know if she's going to get arguments.
Right. I'm trying to... We'll go ahead with it. Somebody gets polymorphed.
Somebody gets polymorphed. Anna Claire volunteers as tribute.
Well, okay. We'll say that Anna Claire gets polymorphed. Eustace casts polymorph. You convert into a dragon. You guys begin to burrow, making your way near towards the direction of. Go ahead and roll a survival check to see directionally which way you think you need to be going.
Okay. Is that the creature's ability to do survival?
If it has
Doing it myself still doesn't help.
What type of dragon was that? Emerald dragon?
Blue something? Sapphire? Sapphire.
I don't know that sapphire dragons have. They wouldn't have. Go ahead and roll your survival check since you're the mind incorporating this thing.
Oh boy. Here we go. 14.
Okay.
Back.
That's well enough to be able to get. You take off. You cast Polymorph on Anna Claire, who volunteered to become the worm,
Push
or
it.
not the worm, the Sapphire Dragon. And you begin to. Begin to move forward towards in the direction where you think the cave entrance is. You go far enough down where you're no longer at the base, and you begin to dive into the rock. You get to a certain point, and you do find basically within close to almost an hour, you get to a point where there is an opening, and it is into the shaft of the mine. You see light above you, coming, a speck of light coming from the top of this long shaft, and you see light below you.
Well, do we go down?
She doesn't speak because she's gonna roar.
That's okay.
She kind of nuzzles down towards, like she likes the downward direction.
Kaylin. We are going down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that is probably best. Just continue on as we were.
Right. We head down towards the light, I suppose. That's there. Can we use Lorcan as a sort of scout if he runs in front of us as a rat or something like that, or a bat?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
We're getting floating down there just to sort of scout ahead.
So how are you going to get down the shaft?
Well, we're going to use the dragon. We're going to mount the dragon and just ride it down.
Okay. How big is the dragon? Large or bigger?
This guy is huge. This particular Sapphire Dragon.
She's never been huge before.
Well, you are now. You have resistance to thunder and lightning. You're immune to frightened, even though you are already. Passive perception of 23.
Triple. Ooh.
You have telepathy up to 120 feet.
Oh. If she could just tell you.
Your legendary resistance, 3 times a day. Spider climb, tunneler, multi-attack, telekinetic fling. You have psionic spells, psychic step, and you can change shape.
Can I change shape as a dragon back to Anna Claire as a dragon?
No. We need your spider climb. That's why we're riding you down the shaft.
Gotcha.
Okay. I will say it would take a few times to do so. Who's going to go first? 'Cause I wouldn't say that everyone could fit on the back of the giant at one time. Like Iron Jack, one small person would go at the same time. Who's going to go first?
Well, how much?
You, Sister Kaylin?
How much do we have? Well, probably Iron Jack and Kaylin.
Okay.
How much time do we have left? Do you think?
I would say 10 minutes or so.
We may as well cast it again. Do you want? Should we cast it again? Does everybody agree?
You still have 2
Sorry,
minutes.
say again?
Sorry, but
Well, it depends how long they. I was just going to say, if we only have 10 minutes, it really depends because we don't want you guys going down the tunnel and getting stuck while we're up the top of the tunnel.
Well, let's make it a pretty big path, no?
All right. Well, okay. You guys go down first. Kaylin and Iron Jack. Lorcan is flying down as a bat.
Yeah.
And then, do you think we can squeeze Simon, Eustace, and Ulvi, on the back of the dragon on the way down again?
The second trip, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get down to the bottom. Everybody roll perception checks for me.
You said the dragon has passive of 23?
Yeah, so it has a perception check. Actually, no, you get that. You have a perception of plus 13.
Ooh!
That's a 13 on Kaylin's perception roll.
Sweet.
I crit!
Oh my god.
You see all the things.
You see everything!
Okay. So you get to the bottom of this cave. There is boards that go across. There seems to be a platform, and you see some sort of pulley type system that's going to the top that exists. There's a metal chain that goes across that is there that goes up to the top and controls something that seems to be at the top. So, but it's the rail, the guide that moves it up and down. Across the bottom of this opening, in the corners, you see almost like ash, burned things that have been burned away. With your 33, you are the only one that sees this. You can see that it's curled up spider legs. You see slight half bodies of spiders, like larger than regular sized spiders, but kind of curled up and melted down. You see spider webs that are still existing but have been cleared out through a lot of flames, and it looks like intentionally has been spread through this. You can tell that there used to be inhabitants of spiders in this area, but you don't see anything of current. All the webs that you see seem to be just floating now in the very small breeze that's there. You get to this bottom of this cavern. You are able to transport everybody. You don't need to cast a second polymorph. Within the time that you're up there, everything comes back. You are able to do that within the 10 minutes and get everybody in. It wasn't that far of a drop. I will take slight control of this just for a moment. Iron Jack begins walking forward into this open room. There is a doorway, and Iron Jack does begin to walk forward. You guys begin to follow. As you begin to move into this room, after everyone gets in, after Eustace and Claire and Kaylin have entered the room with Iron Jack, the door behind you shuts. There's a large thump, a large crashing rock doorway that kind of seals shut and crashes down, locking the others on the other side. There is a small gap on the bottom where you can see, and you are able to see them on the other side, but you are now in this separate chamber. I guess I'll look for something to open this. You get into this room, and it is a round room. It is approximately, let's see, it's about 90 feet in diameter. It is a stone. It looks like it has been produced here, and it looks like it is produced. It looks like it's almost like it looks similar to like a temple. It's a round room. The walls are still rough, but there are lights that go around the outside. In the center, there is a very large statue, probably 10 foot tall. Across the rest of this room, there are other statues. You begin to look around, and you see, as you first walk in, there are two statues on either side of basically the entrance here. You walk a few more steps, and off to the right-hand side, there's another statue. You look around, and probably there's close to 7 statues plus this large statue in the middle. All of them have slightly varying forms. The one in the middle is a large winged creature with a hood that has a large sword that is placed into the bottom of the into its base. The rest are similar variations of the same type of creature that you see. Not all have wings. Some are broken. Some are full and pieced together. Some have little pieces that have been nicked off, and is no longer whole. But they're all remaining there.
Who's inside again? Did you say? Like, it was Iron Jack and
everybody that's here.
Us.
Oh,
everybody that's not here is on the other side of the wall.
Oh, okay, cool.
Immersion broken.
Alright, sorry.
If you want, you can place yourself within this map.
Iron Jack is acting mad sus, though.
Well,
He is mad sus.
I kind
Iron
of want to
Jack
do an
is-
insight check on Iron Jack. Make sure he's okay.
He's mad sus in general, don't worry.
He is a little mad sus in general.
Second, I'll get the map up, guys. Please chat, don't do the fun.
too late.
Oh no!
Mad sus.
Anything that you think, well, I would say, having known him, you do an insight check. Go ahead.
Oh, yay. Sorry, I shouldn't interrupt the DM when he was about to just hand you information. Is he potentially infected and we didn't know? Nat 20.
No, he seems to be functioning normally. It was simply the DM trying to move things forward.
Cool. Gotcha.
You just put the
Just
DM
making
in the
sure.
spot.
Just wanted to make sure I don't feel bad about this Nat 20 anyway. Iron Jack, what are you doing? Nothing. I just feel otherworldly control is a little out of control.
Yeah.
all good.
So you get into this room. There are light sources that are kind of emanating around the outside of it. There are torches wherever you see light here on the map. There's torches. You do see in front of you a raised platform, a raised kind of a staircase that goes up to a platform up top where you see one more angel above you.
Well, this is interesting.
Who didn't put their token up?
Me? Probably not. So.
No. I think you...
Yeah.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Eustace did not. You do see along that inside of that staircase, you do see what seems to be a similar pattern to it looks like doors. They're not doors, but they're large. It looks like a path that has been sealed in some way, similar to the door behind you, similar to that same thing. What are you guys doing?
Good question.
Right?
So, alright, are these angels anything? Like these statues?
The large one in the middle is definitely angelic, celestial, something of that nature. Large wings, a covered face with a hood, and a large sword that's stabbed into the platform, its base.
Can I do an investigation check just to see if there's anything unusual about it? The big one?
Yeah, go ahead.
And can I use Divine Sense? As an action, you can detect good and evil.
13.
Till the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 6 feet that is not behind total cover. Since they mentioned angelic or celestial things in here.
What's the evil that it can find? Fiend?
You know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead.
You're not getting. You do cast that. You do not feel. You do not feel the presence of any undead or any type of good or evil. Well, what else does it do besides those three?
It just says anything affected by the Hallow spell and the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead.
Okay. No. You do sense a general overall. You cast that and you do feel this overall sense of dread, but you do not feel a specific source of that. You do not feel anything emanating from any part of this room. You just do feel this overwhelming dread. Eustace, with your investigation, you do take a look at this large statue in the middle. It does not look to be anything but a statue.
Okay. All right. Do we have? So you said there were doors. Sorry.
There are doors that you just walked into at the front, and there are two doors. There is another similar to the back, but it is it looks sealed in a very same way as the back is sealed.
Okay. So, Eustace will pop over to the... did you mean that here? It was the other door?
Yes.
Yep. So he'll pop over there and see if there's any way to, like, if there's there are any gaps to look through. See if it's a...
Okay.
See if he can pop his head through... see if he can look through any gaps through the door.
Okay. Yeah. Iron Jack will go with you, Anna Claire. What's Keyleth doing?
Galen, while all this is going on, I'm gonna burn a first level spell slot.
Okay.
Instead of casting it as a ritual, he's going to use Detect Magic to then basically scan around the room for the next. Let's see, how long does it last again? It's concentration, up to 10 minutes. So he's going to be scanning the.
As you glance around the room, nothing reads magical, except for the doors on both ends.
Okay.
So the door that's sealed in front of you, with your friends on the other side, and the door on the other side. The kind of entrance and exits.
Okay, he would relay that information to everyone. You know, the doors are magical, but statues seem to be just statues.
That is odd. And these are an actual stairway over along the side here?
There is an actual stairway that goes up to the top. There's a statue up at the top, and almost like this little landing, but the stairs on the other side. It looks almost like a throne room or some sort of progressing area, something where somebody could like speak to a large amount of people, something of that nature.
And where was the second door?
Second door is where Eustace is right now.
Oh, where's the first door?
Right
there. There. Okay. Probably looking at the doors. If the statues don't seem like much, then we're probably looking at a way to open these doors.
Iron Jack will go over here and inspect this one. As you are you standing? Are you standing at the door, Aaron and Claire?
Yes.
Okay. Kaylin, what are you doing?
Does it look like he would be inspecting the statues further? I mean, he knows Eustace took a look at them, but he would also want to take a look at this center statue. Does it look like it can be turned or anything? As if it can be moved? Because I'm assuming just based on the map with the arrow pointed, where the arrow is pointing is basically where the statue's facing toward the entrance?
No. From everything that you can tell, this is simply a statue. There doesn't seem to be any mechanisms. There doesn't seem to be anything at all.
Okay.
As you're staring at this thing. You're looking at this thing, and you look away, and you look at one of the other ones, and as you do, for just a moment, everything around you gets dark. You and Claire, everything around you gets completely dark. I need Eustace and Iron Jack to roll perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
That's a 15 and
Ooh.
a 12. A 12.
Okay. I'll say, Eustace, you're checking out this, and you're calling out behind you as you're inspecting this door. You look back, and all you see is almost this dark cloud that is covering nearly half of this circle. Yes, nearly half of this circle is covered in darkness. I need Anna Claire to
Bring it on.
What kind of darkness is it? Sorry, real quick.
complete darkness.
Like a darkness spell?
You don't know. You just see complete darkness on this side of the side of the chamber. Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana. She does have counterspell, actually. Huh. $10.
Does an 18 hit you, Anna Claire?
No.
So you feel a slash across your back. It doesn't pierce you, but you do feel a slash. And then I need you to make a... You feel this slash across your back, and then within just a moment again, the darkness is gone. Eustace, as you begin, you look back and you see this darkness come up, and then you see the darkness go away as fast as it was, just in a blink of a second.
Because Eustace can actually see through non-magical and magical darkness. Just in case he catches a glimpse of somebody. But
if it's a spell, correct?
Yeah, so he can look through magical and non-magical darkness up to 120 feet.
Let me look at something.
Because he has a devil's spell. He's a devil.
Well, Anna Claire just kind of reacts briefly to being struck by something, to which she'd kind of call out like, "We're not alone."
Oh,
have her mace ready. Ow! 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 I had some real sus vibes on the fire.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely feel a scratch about across your back. Eustace does not see anything in this darkness.
Hmm.
And that is where we're going to wrap up today, though.
Oh man, the darkness. So it faded though. It went away again.
It wasn't even a fade. It was instantaneously. Within a snap, your darkness all around you, black. And the next, you feel this scratch. You feel this scratch across your back, and you look around, and everything is exactly the way it was. Nothing is changed.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Y'all stay on the light side of the room.
And that is where we will leave it for today.
Oh god.
With our friends on the other side of the door.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. I think that's where we left it today. If I could pull up one of my sheets with my my exit. Screw it. I can't find one. I want to say thank you for being a part of today. Thank you for coming out and watching us play this little game. Thank you for everyone that's here. Thank you, Ryan, who is playing Eustace. Thank you, Bryn, who is playing Anna Claire. Thank you, Rob, for playing Kaylin. Our links are down below if you want to come see us and talk to us in any of those. Go to our YouTube page. This will be up on Twitch VOD for the next few days, next week, month or so, but it will not be stay there forever, so we need to go to the YouTube, search Black Dragon RP, look for the big Dragon Eye logo, and we will be there. I think that's everything from me tonight, so if I will say thank you everyone for supporting, everyone that followed. Juicy, I wanted to shout you out. Juicy, thank you for your sub this afternoon, this evening, this morning, whatever it is for you. Thank you very much for supporting us. I think that's all I have for us. So with that, I will say thank you. We love you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.